Sometimes when you're ready to move forward, it's good to take a step back and understand what might be keeping you stuck. So today we're going to look at one of my favorite exercises to do with clients. It was one of my favorite one that I did in my own restoration in the beginning, and it's called the genogram exercise. And what this is basically just a family tree. But instead of doing one where we look at the whole family history, what I want you to do is just look at least the last 3 generations. And so this is just to look at and notice the patterns that may be repeated from generation to generation. Okay, so what you'll do is you'll put yourself, your parents, your grandparents, and then adjust to what your family, looked like accordingly. So if you had aunts and uncles that were very present in your life, you have siblings, add them on. And for each one, you're going to make note of positive characteristics, negative characteristics. Okay, and this isn't about shame or blame. This is actually about compassion and awareness. And I think you'll pick up on that as you start to go through. If you discover patterns and you go, okay, maybe this is not just how I am, or you have grace and compassion for others that you see like, okay, these things were passed down, and it's eye-opening. So I'm going to kind of just go through this quickly for time's sake. But once you do this and you start to look at what was repeated over and over, take note of a few things as far as the roles in the family for men and women. What did that look like? How was marriage handled? Divorce viewed? How was communication handled? Conflict? Was there repair? Were things brushed under the rug and ignored? What about feelings and emotions? Also, what was the coping in the family? What did that look like? How did people handle stress? Were there addictive patterns? Was there abuse? And again, I don't want you to dive into those areas that can be very sensitive, but just taking note if they happen to be there in those patterns. What was the relationship with God like? How was religion viewed? How were finances handled? All of those things, really just take a look and see what began to shape the family and see what you notice that's passed down over and over and over. And again, we want to look at the positive things, the things that we love, that still make us feel good, that we carry on with us, because we're all going to have something positive. I promise you, even if your first thought is there's not going to be anything there. Okay, so look for it, notice it, the negatives as well, and then start asking yourself, what are these things do you want to keep and continue to grow in and move forward, and what are things that you might want to start changing? If we haven't met before, my name's Kendall. I'm a trauma-informed Christian life and relationship coach, writer, and speaker, and I help women and couples go from silently stuck to living peacefully restored. If this resonated with you and you want some support as you work through things like change and understanding your patterns, please send me a message, or you can reach me at kendallwaters.com.